right, welcome back. This is Wine and Realty 614. I'm Jenny.
I'm Amanda.
And we have special guests in the house today. Yeah, so Amanda and I feel pretty strongly about supporting local businesses. And we used to have a series of videos that we did called Going Local, which we would go to local businesses and just spotlight. And
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, but I don't like editing video. So it wasn't as fun to do that portion of it. It was fun to meet people and talk. So anyway, with this podcast, one of the things that we want to do again is spotlight on local businesses and discuss, you know, what you guys are doing and how it works and all the good stuff about it. So our special guests can now introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Connor, one of the founders of 6WINE4.com.
I'm Levi, and I'm co-founder 6WINE4.com.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh, we're happy to be here.
Thank you. We've connected on Instagram, and I think that is a great. I mean, I love Instagram. It's a great way to push out businesses and push out all this stuff. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you all do and, you know, all of it, all the stuff.
Absolutely. So we've built out this website. We kind of saw a need, actually. We'll start with the problem maybe. We built out a website to help some local wine shops and people who host wine events and wine tastings promote their events and really just build out a community of people who are already going to these events and help them connect and stay up to date on information, because sometimes for small local shops to host these events, it's not always the easiest to do their promotion, plan the event, make sure that everyone knows about it, and also collect ticket sales in advance so they can prepare for how many people are coming. So it's kind of nice to build out a community and make sure that they know who's going to be coming and kind of unify the wine drinkers of Columbus.
So you're doing mostly promotion for companies, or are you also hosting? What?
So we're trying to get into a little bit of everything. So we actually started more on the event development side with Connor running the Spagio Wine Lounge down in Grandview. We started building out our own events just from scratch for fun, and then hosting them on our own and inviting other businesses and wine experts across the city to help us.
Hosting them?
So at Connor's restaurant in Grandview. So
yeah, I guess so. We can back up. Levi and I, cousins actually. So he moved up here from North Carolina. He got a job at the Spagio Wine Lounge. He was like, "Hey, I'm getting to learn about all these wines and try them on the side."
Are you guys sommeliers?
Not certified.
Not yet.
No,
not yet.
yeah, it is something
like
that
saying that
we've gotten ourselves into the study of. Though
Yeah.
We definitely sit down at a lot of tables with sommeliers.
It has been fascinating to me. You know, I like to drink wine. You know, so many people do, and it's a pretty hot thing right now. But there's a lot to it. And we have you ever heard of Signature Wines? No. They're on the east side. It's a winery, local. They are south of Bexley, off of Livingston Avenue. And we, for years, have partnered with them. They do custom labels. So I will have custom labels printed and then give their wine as closing gifts or whatever. But anyway, Jerry is the winemaker there, and it's fascinating to me. There's so much to know about it. So you all are learning and you know these things about it, like
definitely. So, and that is one of the most exciting things that happened when I first moved to Columbus, to see the nightlife and the wine scene here. I moved directly in with a sommelier, one of the top actually in the city,
really?
And world recognized actually, runs Veritas downtown. If you ever get a chance to stop in and say hi to Greg.
Okay.
But yeah, so we moved in with him, and basically he would be up all night where we're at bars trying to have fun. He's studying flashcards piled up, 5 feet high over his head. And so we really got to see the culture and the excitement and everything that kind of came with it, the education you could grab. Connor's got a background in graphic design. I have a background in psychology and history. The two of us together just make a really great marketing team for that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting combination.
Yeah, we find people like Greg. We find people like Mezza Wine Shop up in Westerville. And we partner everybody into one big club. So that way you're not just seeing this person's point of view or that person's point of view or a venue over here or a venue over there. You're going everywhere and you're experiencing all of it. So that's really the drive behind this. And
you will promote your events on Instagram. You also promote it obviously on the website that I see. How many a month? I mean, what What have you been seeing? Like, do you have goals for that, or?
We do have goals. It's every wine event.
Every night,
Columbus,
every day.
Always. Right now what we're doing is trying to partner with these shops and basically just help them promote. So that way we can build out an email newsletter. We can constantly be talking about it on Instagram and our other social media platforms, and really just get an organized list and kind of create one singular place that everybody can go to look for these events, because everybody has their own wine list or own email list between shops, and you don't always get the most up-to-date information. At least I know from my shop we don't. We struggle because I'm the one doing the updating to the website.
Right.
I'm also the one pouring the wine and creating the events. So
There's only so much time in a day.
Exactly. And a lot of these people are really focused on their in-store, bedside manner. It's making sure you take care of your customers while they're there. So it's hard to find the hours in the day to also do the prepping and planning and uploading things to your own website. So we're just trying to kind of...
And so that's kind of where you guys fill in. You're going to be that for these places.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So you guys attend the events and then, talk about the wine, right?
And we don't have to, actually. So the event is going to run with or without us. There's an ongoing number of events happening in the city every single night.
Yeah.
The problem is the people in Bexley know about the ones in Bexley. The people in Gahanna know about the ones in Gahanna. The people who are having them over in Arlington that would love to be reaching these people in Bexley and Gahanna have no way to do that.
Right.
And what we've done is we've cycled them all together so we can.
Right. Yeah, I think it's cool because I have always said I would love to go to a wine tasting. Like, I would love to have 6 different Cabernets in front of me and someone to say, these are the differences, which I would be like, it still all tastes the same. I don't know, whatever.
It's still all good.
I don't have a sophisticated palate. But I don't know where or when those are happening. So it has been through your site, like, oh, look, there's that. Mm-hmm. So it's cool. It's a great service.
There's quite a few of them on here. If you go to 6WINE4.com and
the
check
number
out
6,
the number
WINE,
Yeah.
the number 4,
Yeah.
.com. Yeah. It's I think it's great. Is there any, do you guys have any favorite events that are coming up? Do you?
There are a few new exciting features that have coming up. I know I've been talking to actually certified CSW who likes to offer classes and training people up in that education and getting actually world accreditations through London for their CSWs. So we've talked to him about Well, you can.
Can I do that?
In Dublin, there is Antique Vines, so he is actually a certified trainer. He's the one who got me my WSET Level 2 certification in wine and spirits. So that is something we're going to be making available and advertising for through the site as we get rolling.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's because, again, it's like people drink it. They don't realize everything that goes into it.
Yeah.
How much does a typical event usually cost?
Oh, good question.
It's a little bit of everything. So we're not really trying to exclude any events. The big thing is to get people who enjoy drinking wine to enjoy drinking wine more and actually learn a little bit about it, because as you learn, when you taste 5 cabs or 6 cabs, like you were saying, you do find favorites. You're like, oh, I love Mendocino versus Napa Valley, especially for the price point. I'm going to go explore a few more of the wines from Mendocino. It's kind of nice to get these events at all different price points. Sometimes we have free tastings where there's a winemaker in and they just want to show off their brand, and these shops are just kind of doing a last-minute thing where they want you to come and see the wine and then sell it to you for retail carryout.
And I will say it will vary based on venue, and that's one of the things that we like to offer is the flexibility. So we're partnered with some places that are much higher end. You're going to want to put on a tie when you go to these events, and those are obviously going to be the more expensive tickets to purchase.
Sure.
Maybe it's a 5-course dinner. Maybe you're going to Aubergine Private Dining Club, normally $1,000 membership to walk through the door. We're giving a feature for the night to let people who use the site go in. Those are things that we've definitely made the connections to have happen through the site. Whereas you might go down to, a Katzinger's deli and do a wine and cheese pairing or something easy like that. That would be a totally other end of the spectrum, maybe as little as $10 a person. You know? So really we want to offer something for everyone.
Does it tell you the price online, and then does it tell you what you're getting? Like how many tastes you're going to get?
Typically, yes, we aim to give as much definition of the event as possible. Usually we'll give out the menu. Sometimes it's kind of an on-the-fly, just family style, where the focus is the wine, and then they pair cheese and charcuterie with it. So a little bit of everything. But
I love charcuterie.
Yes.
And we do want to make sure we let anyone out there who does have a business know they can get online and partner with us without having to have us reach out to them. Jump right on the site, go to the contact part, let us know you're out there. We'll get in touch with you.
Any kind of business?
If you sell wine and are specializing in wine tasting events, we're trying to say pretty wine-centric at the moment.
Which makes sense, being that you're 6WINE4.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
Wine lovers tend to love anything with craft and some history behind it, but right now the focus is to bring all people who love wine together.
Sure. Well, it makes sense. So what's the next event that's coming up? What would be...
in the middle of this coronavirus
Nothing.
scandal we have going
Everything
on.
is shut down.
Everybody's just trying to be kind and respectful of the little pandemic we're going through. But I know later in the month, the kitchen is doing one of their participatory dinners. They're featuring Matt Connor, and they're going to do Greek wines. Matt Connor is a local rep for Vanguard, and he's going to walk through a bunch of Greek wines, which we don't get to see very often in this region. They're kind of new to the state.
So that's exciting.
Where's the kitchen?
Kitchen is down in German Village, and so they kind of focus on doing themed cooking courses and occasionally pairing wines with them as well.
Okay.
And this is something that kind of ties back into a question you asked earlier. If we're going to be at the events pouring the wine, so like Connor just said, Matt Connor, a very trusted rep that we know out there in the field. I'm actually a wine rep myself, so I go out there and I know all of these other reps. So we know the experts who are pouring the wine.
Okay.
That's kind of where we get the security of being able to know these events are going to run smoothly. We're building them out. We know the wines that are going to be poured. We know who's the one pouring them. We know the venue owner. We make that happen for them.
Right.
So that way there is no hiccup. Oh, the wine guy didn't show up today, or we didn't have enough tickets sold. No, we knew the tickets, we knew the guy, we knew the wine.
It's all going to be
happened.
smooth.
So
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think that's definitely it's one of those $1 million ideas. That you saw a need to be filled, and you're filling it, and because I think it's a great idea. I mean,
we think so too, and I think for us it's really exciting just to see more and more people get into the wine world, because sometimes it's a little bit off-putting, but when you can come to a casual tasting and learn a little bit about it and dip
and you
your
don't have
toes
to buy a bottle.
No, it's just about the experience, and in our day and age, that's what we're all looking for, is something fun, memorable, and a way to connect
and
with
laid
people.
back, not stuffy, which I think it's just such an intimidating factor that people don't realize anyone anytime can know something.
Exactly. So many of these shops are trying to kind of make it more accessible for people, and I think we're just trying to bridge that gap so it's even one level closer.
Yeah.
You can look through events that sound interesting or exciting right on your phone. And really that's the plan, is to lock down the Columbus market, and then, eventually we'll move into Cleveland and Cincinnati and give them the
take over the world.
Exactly.
Take over all but once the epidemic's over.
Yes.
it's true. I want to be very careful about contact.
Isn't it crazy? Exactly. Like, do you realize now how many things you touch and
I noticed the Germex as soon as I walked in.
I know. I was like, I'm taking that. That's mine.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
I get that's a $25 bottle nowadays.
Yeah. I'll trade that for a Mustang.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of funny stuff online. So, well, thank you guys for coming in.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So you guys can find them at 6wine4.com. It's 6, the number 6, wine, number 4.com.
Yeah, and Instagram is the same.
Instagram is the same. 6WINE4.
Anywhere else?
Facebook.
Okay.
As well. Yes.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Realty 614.
You can find us on Facebook,
Instagram,
YouTube,
and anywhere that you listen to podcasts.